So devices are being released on a rapid pace. You can't keep up half the time. Soon as you buy a new phone, tablet, or whatever it is, it's obsolete the next year. But is it? I mean, your product lasts a very long time. You don't have to always have the latest tablet and phone just because there's a brand new one that comes out a year later from the time you bought yours. Now this right here is an iPad 2. It still runs fine. As far as iOS, this is running the 12 version of iOS. So it's still functionable. It's not the latest, it's not the greatest, but there's nothing wrong with it. I use it to remotely control my camera so I can hit pause and record when I need to. Am I missing out on the latest and greatest features? Sure, but I don't need those features because I'm using it for another purpose. So that should be the answer to when it's time to upgrade. Mainly, it all depends on the purpose. Do you need to have the latest and greatest tech that's built into that device? Because the software is usually not the issue. Now, eventually, you do have to upgrade because either the device doesn't work on a particular network like a phone, or the latest software will not be able to run on that device anymore, so you won't be able to upgrade. But there's no need to buy a new smartphone every year. You can wait at least 5 years before you decide to upgrade. The last phone I had, I drove it till the wheel fall off. And I'm pretty sure you've heard that term before. Some people pay off their car and they just drive it until they get their money's worth, till the wheel actually fall off. So let me get back to my last phone. The last phone I had, the network, the people who run the network, which is Straight Talk, sent me a message and told me I need to upgrade because that phone will not work on that network anymore after February 28th. And they were willing to give me a free phone. All I had to do was pay like a $2 tax on it. Now that was a cheap phone. It was one of the Galaxy A phone, one of the earlier versions. So it was real slow. I mean, it took forever to unlock. It took forever to start up an app. It even took forever just to boot up. But it was a free phone. I couldn't complain. But that's the reason why I had to upgrade, because now I'm forced to. Even though I know the latest iPhone and Galaxy phone and all these different phones were coming out, can take better picture, can do all kind of fancy stuff. But my phone is a tool, and that's what I use it for. Now, recently I did upgrade to the Galaxy S22 Ultra, but that's because the phone that I had before, like I said, wasn't working on that network anymore, and the free phone was not cutting it. So I'm going to be stuck with this Galaxy S22 Ultra for a very long time, maybe at least 5 years. Because as long as Samsung support the phone and keep giving me updates, I don't need to upgrade to a newer hardware, because a lot of these devices right now in these times are very powerful. As a matter of fact, the hardware is ahead of the software. So it's going to take a while before the software even catch up to the hardware that's built into these smartphones. So upgrading is not necessary. And I know a lot of people have to have the latest and greatest stuff, which is fine, but don't follow that crowd if that's not you. Don't have to have the latest. You're not missing out. Don't have this fear of missing out. You're not missing out on anything. If you're still getting the latest software upgrades, then you're good to go. There's people out there that's driving the original Tesla Model S that came out. Even though those first Model S doesn't have the hardware like the newer Model S, it's still getting software updates. And as long as Tesla keep pushing over-the-air updates to those vehicles, the owner is going to keep it. Now, they might not be able to take advantage of every little thing that comes in the update because of hardware limitation in their vehicle, but at least they still getting updates. So the people who still have those first generation vehicles are in no hurry to upgrade. I've seen a lot of them on the streets. This goes with your TV, your computer. I mean, there's so many things that you can keep for a very long time. Even your computer system that's running like Windows 10, for instance. Now, Microsoft will eventually stop supporting Windows 10, but you have time. So while you have time, go ahead and milk it out. So there's no rush to upgrade to Windows 11 if you don't have to. Same thing with the Apple computer. Now, Apple just came out with the new Mac Studio. Fancy, all kind of bells and whistles. But if you already have like an iMac Pro, or you already have a computer system that's doing what you need it to do, then you don't need to upgrade. You don't have to have the latest shiny system sitting on your desk. Now, I'm doing an upgrade as far as getting the Apple Studio, but I need it for the things that I do. Plus, it's time for me to upgrade my machine anyway. It's that time. But if it wasn't that time, I would skip this version and probably wait another 2 years or so. So once I get this system, I can see myself easily using it for at least probably 5 years, which is about the time that I start thinking about upgrade, except for TVs, because as long as you have a 4K TV, even if it's 4 or 5 years old, then you're good to go. It has an HDMI ARC port where you can connect a soundbar. If you have all of that stuff, then you're good to go. Even though there's a lot of fancy TV out there like 8K, OLED, and so on, I'm not concerned. My 4K TV is fine with me, and I don't need to upgrade that right now. All right, so I hope this information was helpful to you. I try to give you a wide aspect of what I'm talking about. Things that don't need to be upgraded. You can keep a lot of things for a very long time. So if your friends or your family or your coworkers got all the latest stuff, it doesn't mean that you'll have to get the new stuff. If your stuff is working fine, then you can skip a couple generations of all these new devices coming out. But just like how your stuff is old, but it's still working, a year from when they purchased their device, now their stuff is going to be old. So you can keep what you have or keep up with the Jones. You choose. Thanks for taking the time for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.